Hello again. It's Sunday. Ah, my schedule for a small talk here concerning the essence of my book. What you will learn from there. And my topic for today is I share with you three powerful words. Three powerful words to ponder for a meaningful life. A meaningful life is a life that is free or is a life where you are in control, that you cannot be toppled down by any situation that you encounter along the way as you go on living. Remember, we are to live our life, not just to exist like you are floating in the oceans of not knowing where you are going. Here, before I go to the three powerful words, I have a little story to tell. Actually, this is not a story. This is what happened between me or in my son's life. There was a time when my twins grandchildren were still 6 months babies, 6 month old babies, that my son, their father, had was into a sort of depression. He stopped working and locked himself inside the bedroom. He was on hunger strike for a week. He never talked to his wife nor to his children. His wife was knocking on the door, and even the children, the three children, was 6 years old at the time. No, yeah, 6 years old at the time. No, 5 years old. 5 years old at the time, the eldest, and the twins were 6 months babies. His wife kept knocking on the door, and he would not open it. He was not eating, he was not doing anything. He stopped, he did not work anymore. His wife was worried that he might commit suicide inside the bedroom, so she came to me. My son was only 21 years old at the time. Imagine 21 years old with a 5-year-old child and twins babies. He really felt that it was um, he was just lying on his stomach on the floor, not even a bed, on the floor. Uh, he was feeling like he was carrying the world on his shoulders, and he felt so helpless, like he was on the dead end in his life's journey. And he was only 21 years old. His problem was his depression was because he was a hard worker. He worked hard in order to earn to support his young family. But then He was actually a computer programmer. My son is very smart, very intelligent. He was a computer programmer, a website developer, uh, an analyst, but his income was just not enough to support the needs of his family. It cannot pay the house rent, the bills, and even for the food for his family, for his three children, for his family. Well, when his wife told me about what happened, imagine 1 week on hunger strike inside his bedroom, never opened the door. Maybe he would go to the toilet at night when everybody's sleeping. He was just there, quiet, not talking to anybody, not working. When my ex daughter in law, because it was his first wife, my ex daughter in law told me about what happened, I knew already that this is something serious as far as my son is concerned. Because I know my son. I know my son. I know how he feels. I know how he figure out things. He's my eldest, and needless to say, I love my son. And but then I cannot tolerate him to be toppled down, but by burdens in life. I know his abilities. I know his capabilities. I know how intelligent he is. In fact, when he was a baby, he was a kid, around 3 years old. He was uh, he was given exam by my psychology professor at the time, and his IQ is in the line of the genius. He started walking when he was 6 months. Started writing when he was 3, and reading. He was a prodigy when he was a kid. So I went to his house. When I knocked on the door, I said, "Gang, open the door." I call him Gang. That's an endearment, which means sweetheart, something like that. Gang, open the door. This is Mama. I was so thankful that he opened the door for me, and he let me in, but he would not let his wife and children come in. In our conversation, he told me everything about what caused him to give up in life. There were 2 points there that really uh, depressed him. The first one was he had this friend, an Englishman by the name Frank, who made a contract with him to develop a website in UK, which is Philippine nurses, and I think Frank was going to pay him around 200,000 pesos, something like uh, for $400. And then Frank gave him a down payment of 20,000 pesos, which is equivalent to uh, 20,000 pesos is something like $400. The whole amount of the contract was actually 4,000, $4,000. And Frank gave him $400 as a down payment. He will pay the rest when the website is done, which my son estimated to be finished for 6 months at the time. And then, so when I was, and then he said, so what happened when he received the 20,000 pesos? His wife took all the money and paid it to the rent, the 5-month overdue house rent, because the owner of the house warned them that that day they will be ejected if they cannot pay for the 5-month overdue. They were renting something like 3,000 pesos a month. So 5 months must be 15,000. So what's left with the money? The wife paid the electric bills, water bills, and then bought some food. Nothing is left. That 20,000 deposit made by Frank was actually for my son to buy the modem and to install telephone so that he can start his job. He cannot start doing the website at that time without these gadgets, the telephone the and the modem. So he was sad when all the money was gone for the immediate needs at the time in the family, because he cannot start working. How can he earn money? In his mind, how can he earn money if he cannot have those gadgets? So the wife also was reasoning, how can you also work here if you're ejected? So they had this very pressing problem, very pressing situation at the time. Then, and the next thing that depressed him was the worst one, because he had this business partner who was the one who looked for clients, but he was the one who was working. The other partner was only a middleman. He did nothing for the project. It was my son who did the job in the project. And what happened was, when the job was done, the client paid something like 130,000 pesos. 130,000 in pesos, which is equivalent to uh, something like $2,400, 2,300, something like that. He uh, he badly needed the money given his situation at the time. So he was expecting that money to be in his hand. Out of that 130,000, all that money should go to him, because the deposit was already taken by the business partner, because he was the one who talked to the client. So he didn't mind it if he did not get the deposit, for as long as the balance would go to him. But what happened was this man took all the money for himself. He gave nothing to my son. And he just sent him a message, text message, that he was in dire need for the money. So that really, my son was really discouraged at the time. It really, really, really hurt him so bad because he needed the money. He was the one working, and he was not even given even 30,000 or something, you know, as in he was given nothing. He worked for that project for 6 months and he didn't receive anything. He was cheated by that man. Yeah, I was so angry when I heard about that. But when I after he told me all his everything that troubled him that time, I sat down and I started to open my mouth. I said, "Gang, in your situation now, I only have three powerful words for you to ponder." Then he interrupted, "Oh, Mama, please, please, please. In my situation now, I need, I don't need sermon. What I need is 20,000 pesos. Cash, money. $400 so that I can have the modem and the telephone and I will be all right. I will be earning more money if you can give me that money." In fact, at that time, I had no money of my own because I was not working. My husband at the time, Ariel Shells, was bedridden. Uh, although I was the one who would get the money from the bank for him, his pension, I can give my son 20,000 pesos or $400. But I knew also that that money was not mine. I I would have to steal that from my husband. And I didn't want to do that for this situation. So I told my son, if you will just listen to me, these words I'm going to if you just listen to me, to what I say to you now will bring you all the money you're going to need, this 20,000, and all the money you are going to need in the future throughout your life. If I will give you 20,000 pesos, that may solve your immediate problem now. But then, how can you be sure that in the future you will have no money problem anymore? Then you will do that again and then you will come back to me. What if I cannot give you anymore what you need from me? So I am going to guide you to the source of all money that you need so that you will draw from there all your financial needs. So just listen to me. And then he said, he was quiet. And then he sat up and leaned on the wall. That was an indication to me that he will try to be patient to listen to me. And then So I started a sermon. I said, I understand fully your dilemma because his plan at the time was to go back to Mindanao and live with his father and let his father support his family because I left a big farm there that I inherited from my father, which I gave to my ex-husband, and he was earning income from that farm. It was 50 hectares and was full of coffee plantation. So my son was thinking that he will just live in the mountain, live in the house that my dad left there, and just relax, not doing anything. They could still live. But I cannot tolerate that. I don't like that to happen because I know my son. If he is just inspired, he can make big thing much better in his life for himself and for his family. So I understood fully his dilemma, his plan, and knowing that it is already embedded in my head that problems resolve themselves and life supports itself, and any problem, any situation pass. They just pass. They don't stay very long in our life. The same problem if you know how to get rid of them or to dissolve them. So I started talking to him. These are the three words that I told him. I said, I only have three words to ponder, for you to ponder. And listen carefully, follow the feelings, follow the flow of my reasoning. The first word is remember. That's the first word. The second word is love. And the third word is faith. Okay. I will elaborate to you these words. Remember. Remind yourself. Remind yourself to remember who you really are. You are my son, very precious for me. You are highly intellectual. You have track records since your birth that you are excellent in everything you do. You are precious in the heart of God because you are a soul. And in our faith, remember that you are so precious that Jesus died for you on the cross. He laid down his life for you. Remember, remember what made you happy in the past for your achievement. Remember that remember those moments where you were very happy because everybody applauded for your when you win something like a mathematics quest. Remember all the good things that happened to you in the past. Remember, just remember. Remember your past achievements and remember also what you can become or what you can do and can become in the future. Remember your dreams and remember how you were able to solve even difficult problems in the past. How you solve them, how you surpass them all. So that is remember. Remember who you are, what you are, and remember those people who value you. Remember that you are precious. Remember that those times when you have this kind of pride because of your achievement. That is remember. Next is love. Next, that's a powerful word too. Love, first, love yourself for being you, including your faults and flaws. Love yourself completely as you are because you are actually loved by God, by your parents. See in your mind's eye how lovable you are, how good you are in something. So love yourself for that. Be proud of yourself. Pat your shoulder. Haha, I love myself. I am good. And then see in your mind's eye your loved ones. See in your mind's eye how your parents love you and take care of you. See in your mind's eye your cute babies, your children, how you love them. Remember the feeling, feel it again. And then scrutinize in them what makes you love them. They are beautiful, they are cute, they can make you laugh, they are they can make you happy. You have loving moments together with your children, with your wife. Love. Just feel the love. And last but not least is faith. Remember that faith do miracles in your life situation now and your whole life. Faith. Have faith in the saying, this too will pass. This problem will pass. Take it from me. There was a time when I was discouraged, when my wound never healed in 1 year. But when my mom told me that this wound will heal, will pass, you will not be wounded all the rest of your life. Wounds heal. Problems resolve themselves. Have faith in that. Believe in that. Believe also in God will take care of you. Believe that, or not just believe, have faith. Fill your mind with powerful statements and affirmations to inspire you to act positively to face your situation. Be honest to yourself and to every person that you are dealing with. If you are at fault, accept your fault and with humility, apologize. Forgive and apologize. Unburden yourself from any negative situations and trust that things will work out right for you. Nothing is permanent in this life. If you made mistake, accept it and apologize. So those are the three powerful words. Remember. You remember you, yourself. Remember me. Something like, oh, yes, I remember. I am good at this. I am. How good you are. Remember your achievement. And then, when you remember, love yourself. That's why I have this affirmation. I love and accept myself completely as I am. And then, have faith. These three words are powerful if they are instilled, if you internalize it and you do it, you know. Remember is a function of the mind. Love, function of the heart, which is the soul. Faith, function of your heart and heart, of the whole you. And these three words, if you have internalized this, will carry you through in life. Inspire yourself with these three words. So, after discussing these three words to my son, I said, I may not give you the money you need right now, but your problems resolved today. Just follow my instruction. I said, uh, the first thing you do is you call Frank and tell him exactly your situation. Do not pretend to be okay when you are not okay. Because my son was, he does not like to be thought of as being a fraud. He said, you know very well you are not a fraud. You know very well that you have that 20,000 pesos and your intention was to buy those gadgets. But the situation was not favorable to your intention. So tell Frank that you were not able to buy the gadgets because you have pressing problems, the rent, and the tell him what happened. And tell him that unless you have those gadgets, you cannot start the job. And wait for what decision he's going to make. And so after saying that, and then my son, I noticed that my son started to feel relaxed. He was not tense anymore. I said, have faith, gang. This situation will pass. I had been through worse than this. And I know what I'm telling you is, you sit down here, remember those words, remember, love, and faith. If you want to remember love, go hug your babies. Look at their eyes. They adore you. And in faith, remember where you had been, where you are now, and what situations you were in that you were able to surpass them. Because nothing is permanent. Be responsible, be honest. So after after explaining to him these three words, I left. Uh, and I was only in the gate of the apartment where they were living. I just uh, I just went out from the gate when there was a car that stopped, a white automobile, and it was Frank. But then I just went straight to my house, and then Frank was there. He talked to my son. He said, "What happened? I have no news to what you have done so far." So my son told him, uh, in all honesty, and Frank believed him because he knew my son is not a fraud. It's not in his personality. So what happened was Frank ins- uh, Frank himself installed the telephone, bought the modem, and gave him more money, more than he first gave. That is the blessing of listening to these powerful words. And what he feared that Frank would think he is a fraud never happened. And he was, from then on, from that time onwards, you see, my son is now the CEO, owner of a corporation that is some 300 employees, that is international, Vanguard International. These three words are powerful. Internalize it in yourself. That's what I do when I feel very low. I always remember songs, something like, "When I think I'm going under, part the waters, Lord. When I feel the waves around me, calm the sea." That's a song of faith. Uh, when remember those songs of faith, no? That encourage your faith, that inspires you. God will take care of you through every day or all the way. If there is, if you have no faith, if you cannot believe in anything spiritual, life is very difficult. Uh, you will always be attacked by problems. You may be able to solve one problem, one situation, then another one will come. We are not in this world for problems. We are in this world to enjoy life. How can you enjoy if you always carry a problem inside your head? When there are always pressing problems like no money to pay the bills, to pay the rent. And sometimes, if not often, many people are victims of this situation. They're working hard, they have income, and yet their income is not enough. It's from paycheck to paycheck. I remember when I was still working, when it's almost payday, my colleagues have no money anymore. They would cash advance. or they would borrow. So when their salary comes, they pay their debts, and what is left is not enough for them to reach to the next payday. Why is that? You work hard and then you still have problems. You must live in faith, love, and remember you, how good you are. So you will do affirmation so that you can have faith. The affirmation for that is I am wise in handling my financial or my finance. I am wise. Jenny, am wise in handling my finance or my income or my money. You, Jenny, are wise in handling your money. Do it in affirmation so that you can develop faith. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you again for watching. Till next time. Um, what I am discussing here is about those things, words that could inspire us in the spiritual level, uh, not in the religious. Uh, I am not against religion, but I just cannot be in a religious, I cannot be a devoted church goer because I had been doing that since childhood. My dad was a preacher, and I only see what is wrong with people, even inside the church. I don't like self-righteous people. I don't like those. If you do not belong to our church, then you will go to hell. No, I don't like that mentality, and I sense that in the church. And they have so many don'ts that make you a sinner. Uh, if you eat pork, you're a sinner. You will go to hell. Yeah, I remember my experience when I was a child. I was 5 years old, and I was in the house of my dad's sister, was a Spanish teacher in Spanish, and my dad left us there for a month. Every night, dinner time, they were eating pork, crabs, lobsters, and for me and my little sister, we just had egg, fried egg. And then my cousin was a nurse. She said, Jenny, why won't you eat the pork? It's delicious. Oh my God. No, no, no way. I will not eat pork. I will not go to hell. Why? You mean to say we are going to hell because we eat pork? She said, yes, you will all go to hell. Who said that? Papa. Papa said that if you will eat pork, we will go to hell. Why will you go to hell? You can eat pork and do not go to hell. No, God will be angry and he will throw us to hell. Then my cousin said, oh my God, what kind of God do you have? Our God will not throw us to hell if we eat pork. He is happy that we like our food, that our food is delicious. Whatever we eat, for as long as we like it, God is happy for us. Our God is happy for us. Is that right? Okay, so I will leave the God of my dad, of my papa. I will transfer to your God. Because said our God is very loving and kind. Why your God is so strict? See, that's why I am not very enthusiastic about religion. But I do believe in God. Yes, I know it. My God is real, for I can feel Him in my heart, in my soul, in my life. God is had always been with me, even in my very difficult moments. Okay, so until next time, and remember again, grab a copy of my book. It's in Amazon. Spice Up Your Soul. Bye bye for now.